inspiration.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's do this. So we're gonna do a 10, an 8, and a 6.
Okay.
So 10 and 8 and a 6. I'm definitely gonna add ingredients to this because that's a total of 9 so far.
Okay.
9.
So let's say this bad boy needs a carrot. Chop up a carrot, throw it in there. That is not. Wait. No. They are D10. Hey, that's still only 12. I'm gonna add like yet another.
Okay, so keep track of your ingredients. So you use 3 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should bring me up to an 18.
An 18. Okay. So, this time it's a small child that I'll let you describe whatever you prepared for them if you want. That's if you want to have fun with it.
Oh, it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah.
how to do that.
You kind of like through the ingredients that you had in front of you, like you put together like this very sort of quick, like meat and vegetable in a bread bowl type of situation.
Yeah,
It's
I imagine
hearty.
it's all stir-fried.
You wanted them to like, you wanted something that would last. As you hand it over to them and you could see them take that first bite, like again, all of the color returns to them. You actually hear them like let out this sort of like childlike giggle. And then just like turn around and push their way through the crowd and disappear. So that's your first success.
Nice.
All right. So you are down to 19 ingredients,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And you can make your second set of rolls.
All right.
Oh.
Well, so that's much better from the initial roll. That's a 15. And let's just set that out there and see what a 15 does.
Okay. So, this dish is a little less hearty than the bread bowl situation was, but it's still enough to satiate. It seems the individual that approaches you. He kind of reaches forward and takes it from you and eats it, and you can hear just like in the back of your mind, is that all? And then turns around and walks away. But as he walks away, all the color does return to his body. So it still counts as a success, but you take 4 points of psychic damage.
Oh, ouch. Sorry, bro. I didn't know you were lactose intolerant.
All right, so you should be down to 18.
18. Yeah, 18 ingredients. Okay, so we're going to see what this next situation is.
Yep.
All right, 10, 8, 6. Oh, that's bad. So 17. I'm gonna need much more ingredient action on this one.
Okay.
8. It's gonna have to be another one. It's only 12 total so far. It's up to 16 now.
Okay.
3 ingredients.
Okay, so you're down to
14?
15 ingredients, right?
15. I have 14.
Oh, you have 14. Okay.
15.
Mhm.
17 minus 3.
Yep.
I rolled 3 times.
Okay. So, again, you see that the individual is pretty happy with this one, right? Like takes it. You could see the glow around them sort of like slowly fill up. It's just a very sort of quiet nod to you as they turn and start to walk away. What was your final total? Was 17?
16.
16. Okay.
8 plus 4 plus 4.
Yep. You only take 1 point of psychic damage. As they walk away, you kind of get you feel like a transferred hunger pang in the pit of your stomach. Like you could feel their hunger. It was enough to get them by, but like your stomach knots up just a little bit, and you recognize that. You recognize that hunger pain. You know what I mean?
Sympathy.
Yeah.
Sympathy. Yeah. Okay. Still just slinging short order over here. I need Romeo and Juliet on shingles. That's two sunny side up eggs on toast, by the way.
All right, I did not know that. I've just learned.
Same.
Diner Speak. What are these rolls? My God. Okay, so 14. That's 13. It'll be down to 12 left. It's not going to be good enough. Go down to 11 left. We're going to roll another one here. Oh, that should be quite good then. So from a 30 to 17 is 21 total after spending 3 more ingredients.
Okay. This time 2 individuals step up to your blanket at the same time, and you've prepared just this stringer of fish, right? It's like this really well seasoned, like 6 or 7 fish, like on like a reed, cooked perfectly, and the 2 of them come and take it from you, and both dig in and start to eat it, and you could see like you could see the life return to their body. Make a perception check for me, please.
Good fish, man. That's got lemon and salt on it. Bit of thyme. Perception. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. You, as you're like handing it to them and you start to look down to like figure out what you have left, you actually see, you see like one food item sort of replenish itself.
Whoa.
So whatever your total was, you can add 1 back to it.
Nice.
And you're at 3 successes.
3 6. And I have 0 clue how many. Okay, here we go. Gonna cook some more food. I like cook food mini game. I feel like Burgermeister on Nintendo here. Oh, that's real bad.
I will say, your minimum threshold is about 15, right? That's kind of like, you've kind of sussed that part out at least.
Well, I'm down to 10 ingredients. I got a total of an 18 this time.
Okay. With an 18, again, you prepare just like this really hearty kind of like meat and cheese platter on like this kind of like little silver dish. And again, it's a child that comes up and grabs it from you and like doesn't even last long enough to like say thank you or say hi. Just takes a handful of cheese and meat, like both hands in, stuffs it in their face, drops the plate on the ground, and just scurries off. All right.
Kid.
You're at 4 now.
Ungrateful little brat.
Yeah.
All right. Man, these are not good rolls.
How many ingredients are you down to?
I'm down to 8 ingredients left.
Okay.
But that's good. So that's going to be a 22 total on that. Spending 2 total ingredients.
Okay, nice. All right. So, you again, this time around, you prepare just like it's like a whole roasted chicken.
Nice.
And it's got like a nice like herb butter that you manage to like get going on it, and like it gets a little bit crispy. Roll a d20 for me again, please.
Whole chicken. I want a whole chicken fried hard. I rolled a 9.
Okay. So like you hand the chicken off, and you're so confident in handing it off that like as you're handing it off, you're barely paying attention to who you're handing it to. You look down at your food pile, hoping to see like more ingredients sprout up, but this time nothing sprouts up.
I killed that chicken though.
You did kill that chicken. It was
Put my
delicious.
foot through it.
It was delicious.
delicious.
All right. Give me your next
All
set.
right. Come on. That's pretty good. That's 17.
17. Okay. So this time around you actually just prepare a bunch of sweets. Like you kind of do like a quick almost batch of like shortbread cookies, and you're amazed that when you get to the cooking part each of these times that like it's almost instantaneous. Like you add it to any kind of heat and everything is coming out perfect. Like, and you know you're good at preparing food, but this is like next level comfort for you.
Gotta get me one of these
Yeah.
George Foreman grills that they got here. This thing cooks up a storm.
Again, this is a young lady comes up to you this time and takes the cookies from you. As she turns around and starts to eat them and walk away, you do get that kind of like hunger pain in your stomach again, and you take 2 points of psychic damage.
Right now, this food talk.
All right. I'm just going to let you know you need one more success, and you're through this. So
I feel like I've been doing pretty good.
yeah, you have, yeah,
People.
yeah.
I'm gonna fail so bad.
I still got extra ingredients. Just slayed that roll. That's a 19.
Okay. So this time around, I don't know. Is there something you want to have had prepared?
This is like. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead because I got this. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna spend 2 more ingredients, right? Just push this way over the top. Wow, why is that die spinning forever? What is that about? So we're gonna push this roll all the way to a 31.
Oh shit!
And what this is a butter polenta bed.
Ooh.
With 3 lamb short ribs that have been honey glazed with a sprig of mint sitting right on top, and this is like and like a balsamic reduction decoration on the plate.
Okay. As you prepare this dish and go to hand it out to the next needing individual that is approaching you, you notice that like it is sort of it's sort of multiplying and growing. Like you hand it to the one person and it starts appearing in everybody's hands around you, and like suddenly just you get this overwhelming sense of peace as like all of these faces have been fed and life has been restored, and there's like a certain amount of hope that has been like bestowed upon them, and that gives you like a kind of happiness and joy that like you seek in your everyday life. Like this in its own weird way, in its own terrifying, stressful way, this hallucination is sort of giving you a gift.
5 loaves and 2 fishes moment.
It is.
Feel
And
very special.
as
Lord Jesus.
as as the crowds of people start to separate away and walk away with their place of food, you can see that the blanket that is laying down, at your feet is like kind of cleaning itself up a la Fantasia. Like shit's just moving on its own. Like the leftover food ingredients are like filling up a random basket, and the utensils are like neatly stacking themselves on top of plates. The fire is extinguished, the blanket rolls up, and then left standing in the crowd is a single individual before you. It's a male, completely like
Why is that funny?
downtrodden, and
It's a male.
just like downtrodden and
Nick.
beaten, bloodied and bruised, hands bound by a piece of cloth, but not in a
God, it's actual Jesus. Dude, I did not mean to steal your gig.
not in a tight way, but like just enough to like restrict movement a bit. And you can't even tell how tall this individual would be because they are so hunched over, like one arm kind of lower than the other, that like their true height and their true presence can't even be comprehended in this moment. Make a religion check for me, please.
Darth Vader. He is your father.
16.
16. Okay. As you're like staring on this image, it slowly starts to like walk towards you, and as it gets closer and closer and closer, you have this like chilling goosebump moment that just runs through the entirety of your body, because you recognize that this is the living embodiment of Ilmater in front of you, presenting themselves to you through this like utter giving generosity that you've been expressing. And he eventually makes his way fully to you and looks up at you and says, you've done a great job here, and you've done a great job down there. And as he says down there, the ground beneath you suddenly becomes crystal clear. You are standing literally amongst the stars, and you can see Throttle down on the ground with these colorful lights all around him. You can get an image of Iju and Alara like in between the campgrounds and approaching the lights. You could see Horkran actually falling just seemingly through space, but like he falls like 40 or 50 feet and then restarts and then just continues to fall. You could see Squally like wandering around this open-aired market with all of these tents around her and individuals like walking up to her and walking away, but everything else is just beautiful and serene and crystal clear. And he looks at you and says, I know that they need you, and I know that your instinct may be to return to them, but I need you for a little bit. We have bigger things to accomplish, the two of us. I'll keep an eye on them, if you'll trust me, to guide you for these next couple of days, weeks, months. You're important. And if you're willing to follow with me, I'll make it worth your while.
So in Sill's mind,
Mm-hmm.
he was never very good at being part of the religion.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sent even away on what was tantamount to a wild goose chase over this BS relic nonsense. And I'm not even really sure for myself if Sill ever really bought into him ever amounting to anything. He was just sort of the scrape by, go with the flow guy. And I think that the magnitude of all of a sudden being called and acknowledged and recognized is probably incredibly overwhelming. And what I imagine, if you could see Sill's face, is when they cut to the camera shot and get out when the guy's been hypnotized and he's just
Yeah.
I think
Gobsmacked.
I think that's where Sill's at right now. Is just sort of like, I mean, yes, of course, huh? What is going on?
I've watched you. I've been keeping an eye on you. And while some of my other followers have been a bit disingenuous with you, I need people who are true of heart. And while you may not have believed that the hunt that you were on had true purpose or a true end in sight, you stayed the course, never once faltering, helping those who needed help most. You sacrificed your own food and your own meals. You brought joy and happiness to towns everywhere you visited, albeit under the influence of some good drink once in a while. But your heart always stayed true. And that's exactly what I need. The choice is yours. I'm not here to rob you of that. But the calling is here and very real if you want it.
I am and will always remain your servant. Tell me what must be done.
He approaches you and takes one of the bindings that is around his wrist and unties it just around one of his wrists and ties it around your wrist and stands side by side with you, makes a look at you, and then starts slowly walking forward.
I will walk with my God.
As you walk literally through the stars and the night sky, it is a seemingly just vast open space, and every step that you take is miles in distance. You can see mountains come and go, and oceans form and disappear, and you can see buildings come, cities and people below, and you walk for what seems like hours, but you have no real concept of time in this moment, and eventually you end up inside of this large cathedral. The building itself is modest and run down. There are walls that are broken, and there are seats and pews that have been victim to the elements and the weather. The wood is rotted in certain places. And it looks like it's just in a terrible state of disrepair. But he looks over at you and says, "Our first charge is to rebuild this temple. It will house and feed anyone and everyone who needs it. And under your guidance, I think we can do it."
Then we better get to work.
Seemingly, like, you almost feel like the earth, even though you're not on the earth, fall out from underneath your feet, and you kind of have this like flowing, falling moment with Ilmater right by your side the entire time. His hands still bound to yours as you kind of take this like slow feather fall feeling. And as you eventually land down in the large open courtyard of this ruined, partially ruined temple, he is no longer there directly by your side. The tie is still attached to your wrist with nothing on the other end. And there are a handful of individuals that are inside of the temple, and you could see that they've already, it looks like they've already begun to like clean some stuff up. They're picking stuff up. You could see them moving bits of broken debris and making piles of stuff. They all just stop what they're doing and turn and look at you.
I'll take off my pack, set it on the ground, go inside, and I'll pour for each of them a drink. And I will tell them, I'm here to help, and I'm here to serve.
As you go to pour out these drinks, you can feel that your cask is never getting lighter. It stays at its constant weight. And you get this comforting feeling that though the life that you might live is going to be a little bit difficult and hard, you know that your cask will always be full, that you will always be cared for, and that you're meant to use that to care for other people. And seemingly you have people that are around you that are there to help you get through this and spread this word and joy and need and longing as far as you can reach.
Do they drink it?
They do.
It's orc ale.
Oh no. I knew it as soon as you asked.
All right. So
Beautiful, man.
let's see. All right.
Sill's gonna be Sill.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Oh,
you
Who doesn't want a never-ending cask of orc ale?
you see a whole bunch of them. You see a whole bunch of them just turn green and squeamish. Their eyes just watering and like running out to every parapet that they can find, every bit of broken stone behind pews into piles of wood. And it's like the scene out of Family Guy where the entire family is just epicacking all over the living room. I mean, it is like this
Sandlot.
sort of violent, like gut-wrenching, churning
First
reaction
one always
to it.
burns the best, guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna give you so much energy. We're gonna be done with this in no time.
You'll get used to it.
Grow hair on your
Up from
chest.
the inside.
and as they all sort of like get through the moment together, you hear this, like, you hear the voice of Ilmater in the back of your head, just saying that, that you will find a way to feed the masses, and not just through food. You're doing good work. And everybody kind of comes to, and they have their moment of, oh God, why have you forsaken me? And they slowly and almost begrudgingly in the moment return to some of the tasks that were laid out before them. And you yourself find this kind of comforting peace, knowing that you have a tremendous opportunity in front of you to really do what you want to do, free from this wild goose chase that was hanging around your neck like the binds that held the Mater's hands together. And you find comfort in knowing that you can do it your way as long as you stay true to the goal. And I think with that, we're going to wrap up tonight's game. And we will pick back up next time with at least one more hallucination to get through, and a falling Horkrin, and some people on the ground. For those of you on the ground, I apologize that I didn't get to do much with you tonight. I know it was a little bit of a truncated session, but I promise there is stuff for you to do.
Nah,
I
it's all
am
good.
just. We've been speculating what the fuck you're gonna make me do, and
Yeah, that's why I went off camera for a minute. Twice.
But yes, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. I know the feed dipped out there for a little bit. I think I will have a full recording of it still because I saved them. So hopefully I'll have that for YouTube. And remember to take care of yourselves. Try not to be an asshole. Know that we love you. And we'll see you again soon.
call your mom.
Call your mom.
Oh, I just visited her this weekend.
Oh,
Peace out, y'all.
Don't.